VHS. My name's Steve.
My name's Ernest.
And today we are going to go over what we consider the best figures of 2019.
Now, before you guys start yelling at us, there's a lot of reasons why we chose what we chose, okay? There's a lot of intricate thoughts going into these things.
Yeah, some of it's like, the list is a little odd because we want to have a little bit of variety.
A little bit of samples from every company, pretty much.
And there's some stuff that's just like, I like more than others. But I think for this top 10 list, we're not really doing it as an order, except for maybe like 2 and 1. Like the figures were blown away. The rest are fairly interchangeable.
Yeah, because it can be any of them. It's just they were overall good figures this year.
Well, 2 and 1, I think, like hold the same spot.
Yeah.
But for different reasons. So it's like, 2 could be one day, 1 could be 2 the other.
Yeah, and like one of the numbers you'll see, it's literally like 2 figures from the same company. We just couldn't choose which one was better.
So anyways, for some honorable mentions, any of the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff, freaking fantastic.
Good. Yeah, good. Blown out of the way. NECA did it good this year.
But since a lot of them are just like reused figures, I didn't really want to consider on the list. And then Beep on Rocksteady were sweet, but again, there's a lot of interchange, like a lot of same stuff used.
Yeah.
So pretty sweet, but just kind of wanted to bring it up. The Figma Mako from Kill la Kill I really liked as a total package. The packaging was cool. Came with quite a bit of stuff, but it's as good as the Nendroid.
Yeah, it was just a long-awaited figure. It should have, came out like years ago. What I mean.
Yeah, and like I say, I hope they keep doing stuff. I need some nudist beach.
Oh, we don't want to go down that road.
It'd be great. And the NECA 64 Godzilla.
Why isn't he on the list? Well, he could have been, but there's other things that just hold our heart more than the 64. Even though I think 64 should have been number 1, but that's just me.
Yeah, the face is what kind of hurt me. That we already have a few NECA figures on this list anyways, and I don't see it dethroning them. Personally. Which I guess moving on to number 10. Number 10, we have the Cobra Alien from the Kenner Tribute line. This thing's awesome. Granted, the majority of it is just a queen's tail.
Which is why it's number 10.
Yeah, it's why it's here. But he was also like, you're looking at like $25-$30 for this guy. And it's a fairly cool looking toy. With a lot of decent articulation. A lot of that's just afforded to the bendy wire here. My only real thing is these little spines, while cool, they like to pop off real easy.
Like Steve, I would know my stays in the package.
Yeah, and the package is cool. Yeah, it's this one. Like this one's like super duper loose.
Now
I gotta do my tightening stuff.
There was other Alien and Predator figures that came out this year that probably could have had the spot, like the Newborn.
No,
but they all had their issues, and this was best out of the picks.
Yeah, it's just like, it looks cool, and I think these things popping off was very minimal for me in terms of just like hurting the overall figure. And most of the rest of the stuff I kind of bought this year were all like retools of something.
You know what we forgot? Is the Newborn Queen that came out this year.
Which is just the Queen we already had, but different color.
Exactly.
So
in this sense, I think the Red Queen would have been better. Because it's just, it's a joke, Steve. They're all same, just different colors.
I'm confused.
The Red Queen that everyone wants us to review. But
from Resident Evil?
No! The Red Queen. The Alien Queen.
Trying to think of other movies that have Red Queens in it, and I can't. Anyways, figures sweet. Number 9. Satan. 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 Is the SGS Figure Arts Dragon Ball Z Mr. Satan or Hercule. Whichever you want to call him. This is the only figure arts we added on the list because, I don't know, just for like Dragon Ball Z figures, like out of all the ones I've gotten over the years, I think this one just like had, like I had nothing like I wish I would have got with it. Like maybe a bald head would have been kind of cool, but I feel like that's a different Hercule for a different time.
Yeah, I mean, overall, he came with everything you wanted.
Yeah, you get the cape, you get the belts, you get the hands, you get extra faces, you get B. It wouldn't be, now that I think about it, the jetpack would have been kind of cool from the games.
Yeah, but that's a different kind of Hercule, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess it kind of falls in that same vein.
Yeah, it falls in the same category as the bald head thing. It's just a different timeline.
Yeah, and then he's very posable. And for the price point, I feel like more people probably should have grabbed this guy than they probably did. Because out of all of like the Dragon Ball Z figures I've ever gotten, like, yeah, I think this one's easily the best. Because the other ones, like, they're missing. Oops.
No, not Hercule.
Like they'll be missing beams, or maybe like some of the faces could have been even cooler. Or there's usually just like something about it, or you just don't get accessories. Period. Well, again, he had literally everything for pretty much the same price all the other guys go for.
Yeah. So overall, probably best SH figure you got this year.
And the reason why he's the champ.
Yeah.
Number 8, and the only real like Ultraman-esque figure in our top list is the Figma Gridman.
Why is
From
he number
SSS
8?
Gridman. Or SSS's Gridman.
I feel like he should have been number 10.
Because as a figure, it is amazing. Like articulation-wise, it's great. You can pretty much get it into any pose you want. He has detail on the bottom of his feet. Bottom of the feet. But where he kind of hurts in terms of the other Figma that we're going to talk about here in just a few is it kind of had the same Goblin Slayer problem where it didn't come with much. Like, you got some more, like, I think you got, like, an extra set of hands with this guy. You got the caliber, which is cool. The only thing I kind of wish they would have had the beam.
Yeah.
So you could have done the grid beam. But that's really, like, the only thing I felt like it was missing. Well, like, say, like, Goblin Slayer, on the other hand, had quite a few things you could have came with that didn't. Plus, some of the accessories had issues. Well, you only get the one accessory, and it works great. Plus, the accessory had multiple blades. So you had more posing options with it. And then by itself, this guy you could do a lot with him. So, easily the best Gridman figure I've gotten ever. It's definitely better than the Ultract. This guy didn't break the first time I tried to swap hands out.
Yeah, you got
it's better than the Playmates. Like, there's not that many options. There's the one I never bought. But he got pricey, so that's kind of why I didn't grab him.
So you kind of got stuck with this guy in a sense.
Yeah, and I'm not disappointed.
No.
And then we got Grid Knight out of this, which is just as cool of a figure. But, I don't know, I just like the more standard Gridman, like more so than Grid Knight. Number 7, I guess we'll keep the train going with the Figmas, is the Cosimo from Konosuba. Which, yes, he's holding the panties. Me and Arnez had an argument of, I only like this figure because it came with panties.
It's typical Steve.
But
you know, Steve. He's got to look at underwears of every figure,
right? But the thing I really liked about this guy, and just like the Konosubas in general, is the amount of accessories you get with this. And for him, like, he can hold his sword. The sword actually goes in the sheath, which I thought was sweet. So it's not like an extra thing. Comes with a bunch of hands. This guy also had an exclusive version, so there's options if you want to get a basic or an exclusive. And still really posable.
Yeah.
Like, he's at least as good as the Aqua was. And Aqua made the list last year.
Aqua was Aqua. He's a dude. There's only 2 spots allowed for dudes in my collection. That's Stone Cold and Arnold. He's none of them. He sucks.
But you have that Kyle Reese from Terminator.
That's Arnold related.
But it's a different dude.
No, it's not.
It's a different dude.
No. It'd be amazing if it was Christian Bale. And technically, I do have, what's his name, Kirito. But in all reality, he's a chick too, so it's okay.
Got a point. But this was definitely, I'd say, the best Figma that came out this year. At least that I purchased. Because there's quite a bit. But nothing like we don't really collect like the Sword Art or like the Fate ones, which you get quite a few of this year.
Oh my god, yeah, there's a ton of those.
Which might have got some better ones out of that. But for the ones I purchased, easily the coolest. And I just like the screaming face. Alright, so for number 6, we have the Amber Collection Velociraptor.
Why isn't Sexy Malcolm on here, Steve?
Because it wasn't Sexy Malcolm. It was normal Ian Malcolm. I couldn't take the glasses off.
Exactly.
So, and he didn't come with a giant pile of shit. Although I couldn't make that to go with him.
Yeah.
I feel like if they make an Ellie, I'm just gonna make like a pile out of foam and then be able to insert her hand into it and just have him judging her the entire time. But I really love the Raptor from that series. Like the toes articulated.
You kind of get right there just with the toes. It's a winner.
Yeah, it was just like you you get the tapping. Then it has a stand. Well, the stand's not quite the greatest thing for...
It's there, I guess.
Like, it holds it up, which is cool because, like, half the time you buy Jurassic Park Raptors, they're just... It's good luck getting them to stand. So I appreciate this comes with it. That and this thing is just super de-duper posable. And it looks like the Raptors from the film. Only real major nitpick I could say for paint job mainly is the eyes could maybe have been a little more elaborate looking.
I mean, they still catch your eye, but...
Like, looking at it on your shelf, it's fine. But just like once you get up close, it could have maybe had a little more detail. And the tail being rubber...
It's a bad choice.
I don't think it's bad. I kind of wish the figure was like that because then it would have gave the figure kind of like a real feel.
Can you bend the tail?
Yeah, it's a bendy wire.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. Over time, it'll break through that.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing is you have to worry about like this section more so than the rest of the figure. But if it was just like one solid piece, then you would have had extra joints, and that could have been kind of weird. So I get it, and it's kind of cool too though that even though it is a bendy tail, it still has the same amount of details you see on the rest of the figure, and it doesn't take away from the look. Like it's standing here like it looks like it's made out of the same thing.
It's doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, until you start playing with it a bit. But for some of the other figures, I think they were just a little cooler for the price point, like $30. I think it was a good point for this, but pushing it.
Yeah.
For number 5, we have the SGS Monster Arts Godzilla 1962. Reason why this is on the list, because I think it was just the best Monster Arts we got this year.
Yeah. You guys might think that's sad or whatever, but this is the best Monster Arts that we got this year.
Yeah, the only debatable one would have been the poster of the 2019 looks cool. But we didn't acquire that, so I can't add it to the list. And the 2019 by itself, while a good figure, I had issues with the neck. Because it kind of has like that turtleneck thing going on.
Yeah.
And then the beam, the weight kind of messes with it a bit. Well, this guy, like, you got a beam effect. He looks like the suit. The paint job's good. The eyes look really nice. And it's just like, it's everything I want out of a 62. Now, everybody keeps telling me that the hands are backwards on these, but that's just kind of, it's actually, when you look at every 62, the hands look like that.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, well, it's just like, that's just the way the suit was.
Yeah.
It kind of has like that weird thing going on with the thumbs, but you can swap it out if it really bugs you.
I like it because it's more suit accurate.
Yeah, and to me, it was a little bit better than the Monster Arts version, or not the NECA version. Not much, but still better. Like this one, like color scheme and whatnot, looks more like the movie.
To me, the NECA one won just because of the price.
Well, it's like price, and it stands out more. Like when you have like all your Monster Arts on a shelf, they all kind of blend together for the most part.
But we had to throw in a Monster Art figure in here, and this is the best of it.
Yeah, and like I said, for me, I still like this one a little better. All right, so Arnez is having a fit.
Yeah.
Hand the Rodan over. No. We'll just say 3, 4, and 3. Yeah. We'll make you happy. Here's the fire display. Give me the Rodan. but anyways, so for number 3 and number 4, we have the Hasbro Lightning Collections Power Ranger figures. Personally, I feel like it could be interchangeable between anybody because I think out of all the ones I bought, he's arguably the best one, the Shadow Ranger. My favorite's still Zed because this
with more. To me.
Actually, he comes with more.
No, like 2 more as like the way he looks. Like he has the lightning effect on him and everything.
Yeah, well, it's just the way I said it. Like he's holding everything he came with. Well, this guy, like, I have him more posed like the show. But, like, he has the morpher. You got, like, extra heads. And he's probably not going to stand. Then, like, paint job-wise, I don't have a complaint with him. While him, like, the back plastic's a little off.
Yeah, that's the only...
So, like I said, it's interchangeable. Like, you could have tossed anybody on here, and I feel like I couldn't really argue with you. Except maybe Lord Draken. Because the mask still kind of bugs me a little bit.
It is.
But the reason why I really enjoy these guys is because they're $20 figure arts.
Yep.
Like,
you cannot go wrong with that.
You're getting, like, your figure arts value for $20 worth of collectible. And, like, him comes with everything I really want. And I get a cool little beam effect. Or lightning effect thing going on. Him comes with everything I want. And you get effect pieces.
Yeah.
And they're just as posable as a figure arts, and you're saving yourself some money. Which I feel like is also why we don't see figure arts of these anymore.
Yeah, that's the...
Well, then they lost the rights.
Oh,
but
yeah, that is
but they
true.
were already like waning on those things when the Legacy Collection? Yeah, Legacy Collection. And Rodan here,
Just Rodan.
I think is the best NECA Godzilla figure we gotten this year. And talking about the in the previous video with the Monster Arts Mothra and Rodan, those guys are $100. He's only like 23, so you get like him and Mothra you could get for half the price.
Yeah.
And I haven't got mine in yet, but to me, from what I've seen of photos, these guys are probably the better value to pick up.
And it comes with a stand, which is an okay stand. It has its issues, but it does its job, I guess.
Yeah, like it still looks cool. So like I said, it's a toss-up. I personally feel like the Power Rangers are a little better, just because value-wise, like it's cheaper than them, you get more, and compared to the originals, they're impressive. But then again, you can kind of make the same argument for Rodan. Looking at the other versions you could buy, it's still impressive. But then again, they don't make figure arts of these two.
Rodan, Steve, move on.
I want. All right, and rounding out the end of our list with number 2 and number 1, we have the Metal Build Evangelion Unit 1 from Neon Genesis Evangelion and the 18-inch Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Now, my only hope for this list is that the Shredder will fall on top of that and take it out. Go, Shredder, go.
Because
Go, Shredder, go.
my number 1 is Metal Build Eva, while Arnez's number 1 is Shredder. Now, kind of see it both ways.
Stop it. He's shaking.
I'm trying to be good. Because the Shredder, it's a gorgeous figure. You get like cloth cape, looks like the movie.
He fucking sparkles, Steve. What more you want?
He does sparkle. And like you get your bang for your buck out of there. But like articulation is still a little limited. And like when I bought him, I already knew he like you got the God, I'm saying quarter scale turtles,
Yeah.
which were great. So like, I already kind of knew what I was getting into. Well, this thing, there's no other metal builds, at least for Evangelion. So you're dishing out like the 240-ish for this guy it's a toss up if it's gonna be good or not.
That's my problem with him. He costs $240. That's way too much for such a puny figure.
It's not
compared to
even
Shredder.
puny, like compared to Shredder, but it's more posable, comes with a lot of stuff, has metal in it, henceforth the metal build. Plus, as a
Whoa. Are you saying that all these claws are not metal in Shredder? Because he would say otherwise, Steve.
they're 100% plastic.
And that cape back there, come on. That like beats Superman's cape. It's better than Superman.
It is better than Superman's cape. But I feel like as like a display, like if you look at it, like he comes with a docking bay you can hook him into. If you don't want to have him hooked to the docking bay, you can put all the weapons. But I always really love it when a figure, you go pretty much have it posing in some shape or form with all of its accessories. I think that's why I like the Sailor Moon figure so much, because like you could hook the hands on the stand.
Yeah.
And I always thought that was cool, like the little carousel that it came with that you can hook up to it. And just like so many options. And it was like, I knew what I was getting into. And like, it's NECA TMNT. I'm just going to buy them. Like, you don't have to pull my arm or leg to get them. Well, this, I paid $240 for this. And after getting it, I wanted to pay another $240 to get Unit 2.
Ugh, you disgust
Which,
me.
like, we're talking about X Plus price, right? And then, like, I feel like if you put this thing next to an X Plus, like any of the X Pluses that I've gotten this year, this thing beats it wholeheartedly. Which I didn't get many this year, but the ones I did, I still think like this is the best Ava figure I got in my collection, hands down. So, like we said, it's a toss up. Arnez really likes that one. I really like that one. But even like I feel like the next day, like when I got this thing, I was just blown away with it. But then again, when I opened that thing, I was blown away with it. And this other stuff, while I really like it,
Yeah.
I was kind of like, I opened up, I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. Put it on my shelf, call it a day. Well, these ones, like, I still gawk at. Like, I'm sitting in my office, like, playing Call of Duty. I'll turn my head and look at this thing. I'm upstairs in my dining room. I'll look at that thing. I still, like, mess around with this thing periodically. And I can't say that for everything I buy. And that's pretty much for the list. Let us know in the comment section below which one you guys prefer. What was your favorite figure of the year? Again, let us know down there. And help us defeat those kaijus by hitting the like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. We got Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, and Facebook. Guys like to keep up to date with the channel and donate. Would greatly appreciate it. All right, we're good. And see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.